मैं अपने मुंह से अपनी क्या तारीफ करूं? Good afternoon, everyone, and it's lovely to see you in such large numbers for a book launch. And Mr. Vednathan is a gentleman who actually I know him through his wife, Rama. Where is she? Yeah, that's where she is. When Dabang was after we had a script ready of Dabang, and we were doing a casting, and finally when Sonakshi was finalized for Dabang, Abhinav Kashyap was very keen that we'd get Sonakshi into some kind of a diction training because it had the North Indian feel and all that. So for that, we wanted to have a diction teacher, and that lady happened to be Rama. And Sonakshi did about a couple of months of training with her, and that's when the association with Rama and Mr. Husband, Mr. Vednathan, had started. And we used to be in touch, though I had never met them till recently. Mr. Vednathan also used to like send me links to his articles, send me a copy of his book occasionally, which I used to like respond to whenever there was an article in speaking to that time, he used to tell me about it, he used to mention about it. So we had this contact with each other even though we had never met. And then it's been like a while now, but the Dabang happened in 2010, and this is 2015, and in 5 years we were only communicating through phone calls and SMSs. And recently he called me up saying that there's a book that he wants to launch, and he would want me to do that. And I was like, fair enough, but why did you pick me? He says, because it's a spiritual book, and I think that strangely I feel amongst the people who I know from the industry, you seem to be the person who's maybe a little spiritually inclined. And I said, have you got some information regarding that? So he says, yeah, I believe so, that you've done some kind of, just the feeling, and plus I believe that you've done some spiritual courses or whatever. I said, yes, I've done, the Vipassana course that happened, then I've done the art of living thing, because somewhere there is a certain amount of this influence that kind of draws me to to learn a little bit about these this aspect of life, and maybe in a quest or some search for some kind of understanding of living better or meaning towards life. And it really helped because I went for the Vipassana course just before Dabang had started, because in my life at that point in time there was a lot of things that I was going through, where in the sense that I was very confused whether I wanted to pursue my acting career, or whether I wanted to become a director, or whether I wanted to produce, or to write. And I had come to like a crossroad in my life, that I felt maybe the acting career was not going as how I wanted to be at that stage in my life, because it was almost 15 16 years that I was in my acting career. And strangely I was looking for some answers, and I said, you know what, I need to just be with myself to know what exactly I want to do. And if I'm around, and if I keep asking myself or asking people, I'll probably not get those many answers. I just started inquiring that what is it that I can do, and just cut off from everybody and just try to find some answers, even if it means. And somebody suggested that why don't you do a Vipassana course, and I was like, what is it exactly? And they said, this is what it is. And it seemed very tough to do. And I said, I was like willing, because at that point in time I was like, I'll go ahead and do it. And I found out about it, and I enrolled in that, and I got an admission in Igatpuri, which is their founder place. And I went over there, and my wife and my son had come to see me there, and just like, are you sure you want to be here? Because the living conditions were also very simple, and you got to like live practically without anything. There's no phone, there's no newspaper, there's no music, there's nothing. You meditate almost 10 12 hours a day, and you don't even have eye contact with people, and you're just with yourself, and you introspect. And I was not sure whether I'll pull through that, but strangely I did, and I did all 10 days of it, and I felt very good, and that kind of initiated my uh, liking towards reading about more about this kind of stuff. So brought in introduction to some writers that I read, and Robin Sharma, and a lot of these writers who write stuff on this kind of stuff, Deepak Chopra and all of that. And I got fascinated by that, and today also I'm pretty much inclined towards that. So when this book came my way, I was extremely happy, because this is quite the book that is so simple, and that is the beauty of it, because it's so simple, and it tells you such important things that happen in our life, which we kind of uh, just ignore, or we don't know how to react to. And it just simplifies this thing. In fact, I am halfway through the book, because I just got my hands on it and I was reading, and unfortunately I'm here without having completed the book. But whatever I've read about half the book. I just feel that it kind of concise. It's so concise and precise about the things that it's just making its life so simple, and that's how beautiful it is, how we react to certain things. All we have to do is maybe have a different perspective, or maybe take a pause, or think about it. Don't overreact. It's making it that simple, and you can have a much better reaction to a situation, and a far better quality of life than if you were to do that. And it really makes a difference, because most of the damage that we do to our lives, to our partners, to our people at work, is about reacting in a way which has been spontaneous, instantaneous, and sometimes without a thought. There is no harm in just giving a thought before we say certain things, because there are certain things that once you say, they can make a big difference. So this, in certain ways, is a sort of a handbook, manual towards a better day-to-day living and reacting in life, and that's how one should look at it. It's a bedside book. Whenever you feel the need to grab it and read it, maybe read a chapter, read a page, and even if you read a paragraph, you will get something out of this book. This is how wonderful this book is, and that's all that I have to say. So he's the man of the moment, who's written such a wonderful book. Please give him a great round of applause. Stand up, sir. And I would like his wonderful wife, Rama, to be on stage with him, because she is the reason why I am in contact with this gentleman. And they're a wonderful couple, and I'm so happy that this beautiful book is written by him. And I hope this is read by many, 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 many people, and it improves their life, and how they go about living here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Vaidyanathan to speak.
Then I realized, but such a nice guy to play such a mean role that I actually hated him means is a brilliant talent that he's got. So that's when I realized. So I have to meet both the actor and the person to know if he's mean in real life and mean on screen, then that's not a big deal. So I have seen him in Hello Brother, and I have seen him in Maa Tujhe Salam, and I have seen him in Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya. And I've always felt he's so mean, but when I met him, I realized that he's really done a good job on the screen to come across as a meanie. That was his role, of course. That was not Arbaz. Advice, that's common sense. Your friends tell you after a party, don't take the car, take a cab, that's common sense. Somebody says you don't know swimming, don't get into the swimming pool, that's common sense. Somebody says you got an exam coming, boss, pick up your books and study, that's common sense. It's as simple as that. But in spite of all that, we don't listen. Like you tell some teenage guy, do you have a license? No. Why are you driving? Taking things for granted, not really worried. This is what is an enemy to common sense. Or you're very lazy. अरे license लिया नहीं लिया अरे कोई नहीं पकड़ेगा चलेगा अभी कौन घर जाके will pick up the license. So you go and then you get caught and you say अरे why didn't I do this? So common sense is very simple, which all of us possess. When your friends tell you something, remember it's common sense. And when you तो हम बचपन में इंदौर गए कुछ कजिन्स के साथ, तो वहाँ उन्होंने हमको बहुत अच्छा घुमाया फिराया, 10-15 दिन थे. तो वहाँ पर जितनी भी जगहें थी खाने के लिए या देखने के लिए, तो 10 दिन 15 दिन उन्होंने बहुत हमको इधर उधर घुमाया. कुछ महीनों बाद हमको पता चला कि वो मुंबई आ रहे हैं, तो हमारा भी फर्ज बनता था कि उनको कहीं ले जाए, तो जूहू बीच, चौपाटी, इधर उधर ये वो. और फिर बांद्रा में अपना हिल रोड पे एक नया डीडीज डोनट खुला हुआ था. तो बेचारे इतना अंग्रेजी बोलते नहीं थे, तो मैंने उनसे पूछा अपने कजिन से कि भाई साहब आप डोनट खाएंगे? तो बोला नहीं मैं एक ही खाऊंगा. तो अभी ये कॉमन सेंस क्या है, राइट है रॉन्ग है? राइट है, बराबर है. या करेक्ट, लाइक दैट. हाँ, लाइक वी यूज्ड टू लिसन इन चाइल्डहुड, वन टीचर टोल्ड अ बॉय आई विल कट योर, डू दैट प्लीज.
But why not use some common sense? How many times you have used this phrase at your home with your family members, और कौन से incident पे ये बोलना पड़ा आपको?
I guess everybody uses this on the other person at some point in time in their life. You know, कि why don't you use your common sense? So, like I said, कि there are like किसी की किसी चीज़ की understanding ज़्यादा होती है, जैसे कि जो गाड़ियों के बारे में ज़्यादा जानता है तो उसकी इंटेलिजेंस उसके उस डिपार्टमेंट में ज़्यादा होगी, तो ही में थिंक के जो एक बेसिक चीज़ है वो दूसरे को समझ में नहीं आ रही है. तो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ मच यू नो अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया for which it becomes very easy to know whether you're going to be apply your common sense to that or not.
बट
So
कोई स्पेसिफिक इंसिडेंट्स पे आपने अपनी
it's
किसी
very
family
difficult for a man to be extremely knowledgeable and have common sense about everything in your life. It's easier said than done. You know, use your common sense. But even to learn how to use your common sense, you've got to probably experience a lot of things in your life. You've got to be told a lot of things in your life, and then probably you can incorporate it in your life. Because ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपको सब चीज़ का समझ आ जाएगा instantly.
थैंक यू.
आपके घर में सबसे कम कॉमन सेंस कौन यूज करता है?
मेरे ख्याल से मेरे नौकर. इनको ये नहीं सुनना था ना.
Arpas, your father is a great writer. How much of a writer are you, and do you plan to come out with a book anytime, and on what topic would it be?
You know, I think I have an inherent flair for writing, and yeah, I have. You know, and I have not exercised that what you call flair or talent of mine, but even in terms of the when I'm like working on my scripts, I think I work a lot with my writers, and I have a big opinion about the movies that I do because I influence my opinions onto them, and it works in like I don't just completely accept what has been given to me. Like I'll have my questions and I'll say why this, why not, and why not it can be like this. So कहीं ना कहीं जाके मेरा एक intervention script में the way I would want it to be is there was even I wouldn't say as an actor so much, but as a filmmaker, yes. Dabang, Dabang 2, Dolly Ki Dolly, and where I have my little say in this thing. I have not gone full-fledged into writing either scripts or writing a novel or a book, but that is not something that I don't think I will, whether it's there in the something that in the future that I want to do. But I have written articles. I was approached a few years back by Big Adda .com to write, and there were a lot of these blogs that were written by a lot of actors and personalities. And in for a very brief time, I was given this liberty that कि जब भी आपका किसी भी टॉपिक के ऊपर मूड करे लिखने का तो आप लिखो और पोस्ट करो. तो I did write about 15-20 articles, some very small, some very large, maybe something related to an incident that happened in recent time or something that happened. So if at all anybody wants to see whether I have any kind of flair to writing, they can go and see the stuff that I've done, which is still there on Big Adda maybe.
What about Salman? Does he write? We know he paints. What about writing?
Yeah, he does. I think, you know, Salman also, like I said, influences a lot on his films. You know, dialogues likhna or kuch cheezein suggest karna. Like I said, he's written scripts earlier also. Some of the films like Baghi, Chandramukhi, and all those films. I don't know, some films that they were completely written by him, or they was like mainly the writer of those films. Tumko Na Bhool Payenge. All these films where Salman had a lot as a writer to do in there. Most of his films he contributes a lot in terms of adding a line, a dialogue, a situation. Like जो हमारी फिल्म में जो सबसे ज़्यादा famous dialogue हुआ था कि छेदी सिंह हम तुम्हें इतने छेद करेंगे. Yeah, that is Salman's contribution to the film, to his character.
Arvaz, on a lighter note, if there is one actor whose films have defied common sense in Bollywood, it is Salman Khan. How do you explain
Disagree
this
with that.
phenomenon?
Disagree with that. I think there are far more actors whose films have defied common sense. I mean to say, Rajni sir would be one definitely of them. We've got great respect for him. But if you think that is common sense, then I don't know what. So, as why Govinda has done so many films that defy common sense, yeah. But they were entertaining films. It's not necessary that films have to be extremely logical. It's like films, you know, this is one very important aspect about even films that we should talk about. Why are only intellectually stimulating films considered good films or great films? You know, stuff that David Dhawan has done over the years, it's not easy, or Manmohan Desai ji has done, or whoever has this kind of stuff is not easy stuff. You know, people only look at films which are thought-provoking or have a deep message, but entertainment can come from films that can seem ridiculous, but they can capture your imagination and be fun, and that's what children and everybody from all ages like. And somehow these films go pretty dismissed even in terms of appreciation, in terms of even in your awards. You'll never see a film which is a hardcore commercial entertainer ever find a place there, which is pretty shocking. but that's how the world works, that's how the people see, and they don't look at these films like a Rohit Shetty's film, like all the movies that he's done, they're great films, they're entertaining films, but हम कभी उसको appreciate नहीं करेंगे in that sense कि भैया इसको किसी एक कांस फिल्म फेस्टिवल के लेवल में जाए, जबकि वो फिल्म का कोई मतलब कोई देखने भी नहीं गया होगा, उसको 4 लोगों ने देखी होगी और 4 क्रिटिक्स ने उसके बारे में 4 स्टार दिए होंगे, उसको अप्रिशिएट करेंगे, लेकिन ये जो फिल्म 100 करोड़ का धंधा कर रही है अंडर ऑल सर्कमस्टेंसेस उसको नहीं अप्रिशिएट करेंगे. सो इट्स प्रीटी अनफेयर एट टाइम्स.
हेलो अरबाज, आई हैव 2 क्वेश्चंस फॉर यू सेंटर. हाँ, फर्स्ट मैं जानना चाहूँगी कि बात सलमान की हो रही है और दबंग के डायलॉग्स की हो रही है, तो दबंग 3 खबरें आप प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर रहे हैं या सो इसमें
मैं
कितनी
प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर रहा हूँ,
सच्चाई?
कैसे हो सकता है?
हाँ, तो
कौन
कब
कर रहा है?
तक-
आप करनी है फिर?
नहीं, तो इसीलिए मैं जानना चाहती थी.
नहीं, जब आई एम द ऑब्वियसली वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोड्यूस द फिल्म, मतलब इसके ऊपर सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन मार्क ये था कि वेदर आई विल डायरेक्ट द फिल्म. सो दैट एज ऑफ नाउ मैं करने वाला हूँ, बट लाइक आई सेड जब दबंग 2 में कर रहा था तो एक्टिंग, डायरेक्टिंग, प्रोड्यूसिंग सब चीज़ों पे ध्यान देना थोड़ा ज़्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हो जाती है, तो द स्ट्रेस इज़ अ लिटिल टू मच. वैसे भी फिल्म की शूट से पहले इतना काम हो जाता है कि मे बी एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम दैट आई माइट नॉट be at the helm of affairs as a director. हो सकता है if I feel कि there's somebody who जिसके साथ मेरी ट्यूनिंग हो कि भैया चल आजा तू मेरे साथ बैठ, we'll work on the script whatever and तू डायरेक्ट कर ले. But if I feel it's too much of a stress, if I feel कि चलो ठीक है कर सकता हूँ तो maybe I'll do it. But as of now only that department is open कि maybe somebody else might direct the film. But produce तो मैं ही करूँगा और तो कोई करेगा नहीं उसको. वो तो हमारा ब्रांड है, हमारा फ्रेंचाइज है, वो क्यों कोई और प्रोड्यूस करेगा?
ओके, कब तक एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं दबंग 3?
अभी उसके ऊपर मतलब चर्चे हो रहे हैं, मतलब अभी सलमान एंड मी विल सिट सम टाइम व्हेन ही इज थ्रू विद हिज मूवीज एंड विल टेक सम टाइम टू यू नो टू आइडिएट एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ. हो सकता है कि साल 2 साल लग जाए.
Hi, Ravi Gupta here from Zing. Towards your left. सर मेरा एक सवाल है आपसे, बहुत ही कॉमन सवाल है, मेरा ही नहीं हमारे बीच में बैठे सीनियर सिटीजन्स का भी एक सवाल है. बहुत ही कॉमन सवाल है कि ज़िंदगी में सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी क्या होता है, प्यार या पैसा? आपकी ज़िंदगी में सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी क्या है, प्यार या पैसा?
सब आदमी की जिंदगी में प्यार सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है.
कोई एक चीज़,
प्यार,
कोई एक चीज़.
प्यार यार, प्यार. मतलब इसमें क्वेश्चन किधर है? देयर इज नो.
हाय अरबाज, आजकल हम फिल्में चाहे बनाएं, हम वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बहुत ज़्यादा बातें करते हैं हर जगह, चाहे दीपिका के वीडियो की बात करें या कहीं भी. रिसेंटली स्मृति ईरानी गोवा गई थी जहां पर एक शोरूम में, चेंजिंग रूम में कैमरास लगे थे, उन्होंने वो कैमरास देखे. आपको लगता है कि वुमेन कहीं भी जाए तो सेफ फील कर सकती हैं अपने आप को, जिस तरीके से हम वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बात लेके चलते हैं?
बहुत लंबा टॉपिक है, इसके ऊपर यहाँ इसके ऊपर इतने 1-2 वर्ड्स के ऊपर ये डिस्कस नहीं हो सकता है. आई अंडरस्टैंड द ग्रेविटी ऑफ दिस सिचुएशन लाइक दिस, एंड ये सब चीज़ें बिल्कुल होनी नहीं चाहिए किसी भी सर्कमस्टेंसेस में, बट ये अभी ये दिस नॉट द प्लेटफॉर्म टू टॉक अबाउट इट. आई हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपिनियन अबाउट इट, but I would not like to speak about it right now because it's not about one word or one line.
अरबाज, कई सारे लोगों के ऊपर बायोपिक फिल्में बन रही है. हमने सुना है कि संजय दत्त के ऊपर भी बायोपिक फिल्म बन रही है. अरबाज खान एज एन डायरेक्टर क्या चाहेंगे कि सलमान खान के ऊपर भी बायोपिक फिल्में बने, या आप बनाना चाहेंगे उनके ऊपर?
हो सकता है. I mean to say Salman is still, I think biopic generally उन लोगों पे बनते हैं जिनके मतलब 9 out of 10 times, जिनके मतलब आपने पूरा उनका ग्राफ, उनकी लाइफ आपने देख ली हो, और ज़्यादातर उस जनरेशन, आइडियली वो जनरेशन को देखना चाहिए जिनको पता नहीं है उस आदमी के बारे में. देन इट इज़ मोर एक्साइटिंग टू दैट. अभी आपकी ज़िंदगी में सामने, अभी आप किसी एक आदमी को सामने से देख रहे हो, उसकी सारी ज़िंदगी आप जानते हो, उसके ऊपर आपने एक बायोपिक बना भी दिया, तो आई डोंट नो वेदर द करंट जनरेशन वुड फाइंड दैट अनलेस यू आर टेलिंग समथिंग अबाउट दैट पर्सन्स लाइफ जो आप जानते नहीं हो. That's why I feel कि even Dhoni's life story or Dhoni's biopic is going to be extremely challenging because हम सब जानते हैं धोनी के बारे में. हाँ, तो what नीरज पांडे is going to do is everybody wants to watch कि ऐसा क्या है धोनी के बारे में जो हम देखना चाहेंगे, जो हम जानते नहीं है. तो that's an exciting, that's a challenge. But ideally कोई ऐसा आदमी है जैसे मिल्खा सिंह के बारे में बहुत कम लोग जानते थे, तो it became very exciting to know कि यार ये कौन है, क्या है. मैरी कॉम के बारे में, दो मैरी कॉम is existing but you don't know so much about her, so it became exciting. So I feel that when you don't know so much about somebody, then when you see a biopic or a generation that is only hearing about somebody but has not seen it, and you recreate it, it's according to me far more exciting. I would not want to do a biopic on somebody who is existing. This is my personal opinion.
Hello, Arbaz. Hi, again. Last question. I wanted to know, being an actor, producer or director, आपको कौन सी फिल्म पर्सनली बॉलीवुड में ऐसी लगी जिसमें बिल्कुल कॉमन सेंस नहीं था?
दबंग 1 और दबंग 2. खुश? ये 2 फिल्में हैं जिनमें कुछ कॉमन सेंस नहीं है, लेकिन ये बहुत चली है, लोगों को बहुत पसंद आई. हैप्पी?